if I could move to your mid-level career, and I'm talking to there's plenty in the room still, our 7s, our 8s, our SOs, and I still think of this as the engine room to the public service. I'm wondering if you agree with that sentiment. They're doing the policy development, the service delivery, managing our teams, they're undertaking the research and formulating the options for you. In recalling that period in your career, I guess, is there anything you wish you'd done differently? But more importantly, was there a standout moment that really helped with your confidence in building confidence in your craft as a public servant?
Doing different. I'll come back to the doing differently piece. I agree entirely. So the engine room of the public service is indeed that, and I won't do the classifications because invariably leave people out. But it's not me. Is the engine room of the public service is the answer. It is the vast majority of our public servants that are actually out there doing frontline service roles and/or providing policy advice, doing the hard yards. So I couldn't agree more. And I jumped from that sort of graduate thing into something like an AO5 pretty quickly. Mm-hmm. And then the best part about transport at the time, it's probably the same in Sally Stannard's fabulous department.
Sally's just over here.
I know she is. I can see her.
Oh, you can see her. Okay.
She's worrying me slightly, so I'm looking here now. But it encouraged rotation. So in fact, there was an expectation that you would actually get, and particularly get out of Metro Adelaide. So I did a number of different roles, particularly in project services. So I started to sort of cut my teeth in classic project management. I spent some time in our budget area playing with big numbers, and as we all know, Sally and TMR don't get out of bed unless it's got sort of $1 billion.
Yeah, that's
so it was fun to. It was fun to be involved in that sort of work. And then there was an expectation, if you wanted to truly start to make your way up the ladder, you needed to spend some time in regional South Australia. So I went and did a gig as the head of their planning unit at Northwestern Region in Port Augusta, looking after, and people are probably going, where's South Australia again? So this was looking after everything from Port Augusta to the west, to the Western Australian border, up to the Northern Territory border, across to Queensland, New South Wales, and down sort of across the top of the Riverland. So it was sort of our largest region, Outback Road network. It was just extraordinary. And you would disappear for days with strange old gentlemen by the name of Carrots in a four-wheel drive, and you just disappear out in the Outback Road network. And you truly started to understand what it was like to be a public servant, but particularly in a regional location. So I love that. And then you sort of found your way back into the city, so doing different roles. But my waffly story being the TMR equivalent in South Australia really drove rotation. So different roles. I wanted you to get a full understanding of the business, from project management to operations to spending time in the corporate area. And then I got asked to do some work putting together a transport plan for South Australia, which was extraordinary. So that was the sort of work I started doing in that engine room level for the public service, and given plenty of opportunity. My regret was probably it would have been great earlier on to jump out to another department. I had a really long and strong career in the TMR equivalent. Before I spent some time outside. So I probably could have benefited from jumping around a little, which brings me back to the benefits of our graduate program in that you actually will get early on an experience of the broader sector.